The third sign or symptom of emotional abuse is accusing and blaming. Does the person in your life struggle to laugh at themselves? They never apologize? That'd be ridiculous to ask them to do so. Often these people will blame all of their problems on other people. They are never to blame. Never. They have no shortcomings.
I'm sure you've seen them. They're everywhere at the moment. It's like, no, I'm right, you're wrong. Never been wrong. I'm right. That's crazy to me. Like, has anyone in the audience never been wrong? I asked that once in a show. A woman yelled out from the audience, yes. My ex-husband, apparently.
They have no shortcomings, and they tend to highlight your shortcomings and make you apologize when you've done nothing wrong.
Can you please just stop causing problems?
These people just tend to feel that they do everything best, and if anybody questions that or puts them down or says anything criticizing to them, they freak out. They completely lose it.
I was fucking, oh my God. Oh my fucking God. You have some fucking God.
Another very common pattern is they create revisionist history. Now, this is especially true when you have long-term, ongoing conflicts with someone.
Always the one that has to somehow settle them. Whether it's with the bank, whether it's with lawyers, whether it's with clients.
Well, give me an example of what you're talking about.
How did we manage to get out of foreclosure, both properties? I'm the one that dealt with Chase for a year and a half.
Okay, as I remember, the reason we were in foreclosure is because you weren't paying the taxes. And
I wasn't paying.
right, because you're the one who handles the money because you don't allow anyone else to do it. And the reason that we went to lawyer is because of your bankruptcy, that you didn't designate me as someone who had interest in the property. So both those cases, how did I create that problem?
They're singularly motivated to protect themselves and their reality, or their version of reality. And so when they gaslight, it's not like they're, I'm going to manipulate this person. It's not like the evil genius kind of thing. It's the fact that they have no empathy, so they don't stop to think what this kind of conduct would do to another person. They're entitled, so they feel they have the right to do it, and they're fragile, so they don't want to be sort of found out, and they want to protect what they might consider a fail or a mistake.
Disputes how we see ourselves when it challenges a central belief, when it questions a story we have woven to explain our lives. When we do something that's inconsistent with our view of ourselves, we have two choices. We can change our self-concept. I guess I really did something that was idiotic, didn't I? Or we justify. Reduction happens unconsciously to block ourselves from the awareness that we did anything wrong. It's an unconscious mechanism that allows us to lie to ourselves in this way, because most of us see ourselves as being competent, ethical, smart, and kind, and generous. Our efforts at reducing dissonance will be to preserve that self-image. I'm a kind person. You're telling me I hurt you? Well, you must have deserved it. It's your fault. You started this. What do two little kids say when you interrupt them from beating each other up? He started it. I'm a good little kid. I'm not aggressive. I'm not a bully. Therefore, if I've just beaten up this kid on the schoolyard, it must be because he started it. Now, the implications of this theory are huge, because they show us that our problems aren't just from bad people who justify the bad things they do. They come from good people who justify the bad things they do to preserve their belief that they're good people. I'm going to say that one more time. Good people, that's us, who justify the bad things we do, the mistakes we make, the harms we inflict on others, in order to preserve our belief that we are good, competent, and kind. Nothing else bad. Jostle their self-concepts of being good, expert, competent professionals. So what we have in dissonance theory is a theory of blind spots, of how and why we blind ourselves so that we fail to notice information that might make us question the wisdom of our beliefs. Our memories are distorted in a consonant direction. So, in this way, we like to keep our beliefs consonant with how we are now. We distort our memories in ways that conform to our current beliefs about ourselves, the stories we tell now. That is more accurate at the time. That when I say this kind of research is a humility control, we are all of us so sure that our memories are accurate always. Keep in mind, our memories will change to be consonant with what we believe now. I had an older half-brother whose stepfather, he always described his stepfather as being a real mean son of a bitch to him. It was always my stepfather treated me this way. He was never in the story. He never said, but I was a difficult, rebellious kid who never listened to him. The story was a one-way story.
Talk to you for a second. Dude, get out of here. I'm peeing. It's just, I don't know what to do about Jimmy. I'm starting to think he might try and Jew me out of my half of the fish sticks joke. I just need you to teach me some Jew defensive moves, Kyle. Because we really both did come up with it. You know what, Cartman? I believe you. You do? Yes. I believe that you believe you helped write that joke. That's how people like you work. Your ego is so out of whack that it will do whatever it can to protect itself. And people with a messed up ego can do these mental gymnastics to convince themselves they're awesome when really